morning, it's me, Pastor Scott, with another daily word of encouragement for today, Thursday, January 21st, or also known as 12121. Pretty cool. Today's word comes from the Old Testament book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verses 16 and 17. This is what it reads: "Wash and make yourselves clean. Take your evil deeds out of my sight. Stop doing wrong. Learn to do right. Seek justice. Defend the oppressed. Take up the cause of the fatherless. Plead the case of the widow." Wow, so what a way to start our morning. I mean, this seems like a daily word of correction rather than a daily word of encouragement. But we need to understand something here. The nation of Israel has been praying and offering sacrifices to God, but He's not listening. He's not receiving their offerings. Why? Because they've forgotten to listen to Him and to remember what it means to be the people of God. And how do we know this? Well, it seems that their faith was not finding expression in caring for the needs of those around them, specifically the oppressed, the fatherless, and widows. God, through the prophet Isaiah, confronts the people, charging them that they literally have blood on their hands. It's not just that they've been overlooking those who were oppressed, but somehow they've been responsible for some of the oppression. Literally, they're misusing the power that God has given them, which has led to languishing in the people around them, not the flourishing. And God is calling them to change their ways. He says, first, stop doing wrong. That seems like a great place to start for any of us. Stop doing wrong. He calls them out and says, repent, change your ways. But then he says, learn to do right. He calls them up and says, seek justice. Use your power to help others. Like the people of God in Isaiah's prophecy, we need to reconsider the way we're living our lives, and specifically how we might be using the power that God has given us. Instead of having it be used for selfish measures, have it be used for the benefit of others. Use the power and influence that God has given you. Maybe it's material power or influence. Use that power to bless people by meeting some of their physical needs. Maybe it's using some of the power, influence, positional authority that you might have within your company by taking somebody who's underneath you and mentoring them and teaching them all that you know. Whatever it might be, there's opportunities for us every day to use our power for the flourishing of the people that God's placed in our lives. But the truth is, ultimately, we need to learn how to do this. And one of the ways we learn how to use this power that God has given us is by being in daily prayer, being in the Word, reflecting on God's characteristics, engaging in the needs of those around us, all of the people that God's placed in our lives. If there are people that are suffering at any level, it could be financially, spiritually, morally, for us to use our time, talents, and treasures and our power ultimately to seek their flourishing rather than their languishing. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you next time.